Hey guys, this is DP Carroll, and today I want to talk about missed approaches. Recently on several check rides, I have had applicants tell me, oh no ma'am, I would never climb prior to my missed approach point on a missed approach if I needed to go missed prior to the missed approach point. What are some of the reasons why a pilot might go missed on an instrument approach procedure prior to the missed approach point? Could be an unstable approach. Could be something is wrong with the airplane. Flight conditions are not safe for a good landing. It could be that they were told by ATC to execute a missed approach for some reason. Maybe your navigation is not functioning properly, is another classic one. For decades, instructors have been teaching, hey, if you have to go missed early, then begin your climb immediately. They've been teaching the 5 C's: cram, climb, clean, cool, call. And basically we want to see, I want to see on a check ride that somebody does 2 things, that we are advancing the throttle and we are pulling back, okay? And the rest you're going to get, okay? That's cram, climb. Clean is cleaning up the airplane with flaps. Cooling is making sure the cowl flaps are open for the climb if you have an airplane so equipped. Call is letting air traffic control know that you are executing the missed approach. Now, recently on check rides, I've had a few people go missed, but then not climb. In fact, stay at their MDA, for instance, on a non-precision approach until they reach the missed approach point on their GPS, which is typically the end of the runway. When I asked them after the check ride and the debrief, why didn't you climb? They said, well, I heard that somewhere that I can't do that because there could be traffic above me and I have to follow the procedure exactly. You guys need to know, if you are an actual IFR, the reason that airspace exists is to separate you from other traffic, because it cannot be assured that you can follow, see, and avoid procedures because you might be IMC, instrument meteorological conditions. So you need to know that that is the very reason airspace exists at its core. And then the different types of airspace, the different letters exist based upon the amount of traffic that needs to go in and out of each one. So that's number one. Number two, if you were going into a busy airspace and you were cleared for the approach, if ATC was not going to provide you with the entire missed approach corridor clear and keep that clear for you, then they would advise you of something different to do. They would issue alternate missed approach instructions, or maybe a maximum climb altitude, or vectors at the moment of, etc. Okay? But when you are cleared for that approach, you are also cleared to do the missed approach procedure. It is part of it. Okay? I'm going to read you some bits and pieces from the AIM, the Airman's Information Manual. But I want you to think first about, why would it be a good idea to climb right away on the missed? I think that if somebody is doing a missed approach prior to the missed approach point, something's going wrong. It's not normal. It's not standard operations, especially if you lost your navigation source or wasn't operating properly, or you were super mega unstable or off course. Then you would definitely want to climb, right? Now, I think people get confused with the fact that they do have to follow the lateral approach guidance, the corridor provided to you for terrain clearance on your missed approach. So you cannot turn prior to the intended turn. However, you can, and in fact are directed to, climb immediately. 5-4-21, missed approach. Okay. It talks about obstacle protection for missed approach, how that's predicated, how it's built. And here's the main idea. It says, when an early missed approach is executed, pilots should, unless otherwise cleared by ATC, fly the instrument approach procedure as specified on the approach plate to the missed approach point at or above the MDA or DH before executing a turning maneuver. And here in AIM 555, under the topic of pilot and controller responsibilities on missed approach, it says, if executing a missed approach prior to reaching the missed approach point, fly the lateral navigation path of the instrument procedure to the missed approach point. Climb to the altitude specified in the missed approach procedure, except when a maximum altitude is specified between the final approach fix and the missed approach point. In that case, comply with a maximum altitude restriction. So in all of this, nowhere are you going to hear or read, oh, stay at the MDA or DA. You will never hear that. What you will hear is direct guidance to fly the lateral course guidance. And they are expecting you to climb at a particular climb gradient, which is a whole other topic. Okay? But I think that if we teach our students to not climb prior to the missed approach point, if they're executing an early missed approach, that we're setting them up for an SOP that keeps them at a low altitude at a time in real life when they would be pretty confused. It'd be highly stressful. And I think it's a better idea for us to continue doing what has been the SOP for decades, taught by airlines, military, everything else, and that is we climb. If you teach this to your students, then they're going to have to unlearn this the second they get to a professional flying job, okay? If they do not do this when they are told to execute a missed approach, the airline training department is going to wonder where they got their training from, because and they're going to have to relearn. Do we really want them to be relearning? No, not at that point. They need to have a solid foundation. So let's just keep everything standard, guys, okay? Sometimes people try to invent new things. I'm all for innovation, but only if that innovation works with procedures that have stood the test of time to keep pilots safe. Please comment below if you are aware of any rule from the FAA that says we need to do one thing or the other that's different than what I've said. You know, there's a lot of things that at any time any of us doesn't know. And that's how we keep learning. No one person has the corner on all knowledge. Now, there may be a lot of people in aviation that tell you they do, but that's simply not true. So we're always learning and growing. If somebody tells you something in aviation, that this is the way you should do it, well, don't just take their word for it. Read for yourself what the FAA has to say. Thanks for listening, everybody. Keep up the good work out there. I'm cheering for you.